All right, welcome back. So well, I'm gonna try to make this the final episode. But I just want to say, for anybody that's watching this, I really appreciate you guys seeing it all the way through. And let's get to it. Let's talk to the leaders of the Living Lands and see. I'm guessing come to a consensus.
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please. It's been weeks.
Sappadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thrall
There won't be any new infections. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it... Ludwig had intimated that this land grew a new god.
Giata and I have some theories about the nature of the Aedyr in the living land.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Aedyr here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sappadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how...
Altruism is fertile.
It was Aedyr's arrival that disturbed Sappadal. We'll have...
Sappadal's power ravaged my people.
Keeping watch over Sappadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left.
Well, whatever happens. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwig has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days.
Ludwig's plowed through the militia like a nut.
All right, let's keep this simple.
Regrettably, she's not in the business of making exceptions for people she deems oathbreaker. So long as her passion for Wodka lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. Well, you might not believe me. It was Ludwig who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her Steel Garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradise is in pieces, and the remaining militia batters at the gates to no avail.
Is there nothing our people can do?
Given the state of our supply routes after the Dream Scourge, and the Steel Garrote's destruction, We expect the people trapped inside will run short of fresh food and clean water in a matter of days.
We brought as many Hale and Abel from Thirdborn as would come. But after the Dream Scourge and our loss, we could spare so few.
Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects of the eruption. The keep was saved, but there is much to repair. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the steel.
Well, we can't agree on how to stand against the steel.
Nobody wants to risk their people.
So you let the parodies...
Even if our meager force.
The siege won't end until Ludwig does. And none of you know how to kill her.
Precisely. The lawful settlement of a new Aedyrian colony, supposedly. Or the establishment of a Woedican state. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your presence would serve as a powerful endorsement. I suspect that's rather the point. If they don't believe in the strength of her... Remember, she has an obligation, and neither the Steel Garrote nor the Queen that was look kindly upon Oathbreakers.
Because a victory here would the better question is?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution.
Sure. Just blame the...
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps?
You could start with blaming...
Ludwig's the muscle. I'm merely the personnel.
What good are you as a diplomat if you can't...
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Aedyr that she's nearly made it one people, one law, one... That's what Ludwig thinks. Aedyr doesn't revere Woedica as fervently as it once did. Worship of Mogrin, Berith, even Aethys has gained a foothold. Many no longer trust that the gods are listening. Some question whether they guide the wheel at all. The Empire lost its foothold in the Eastern Reach. The well-bred avoid child-rearing in pursuit of cosmopolitan pleasures. The Church is weak against them. In a world of soul against soul, Ludwig believes we have lost ours. The Empire must change, or it will die. I'm afraid you're in the minority there. You and I both know she is not the only one in the Empire who feels this way. Even the Emperor can see, in some sense, that she's right. Why else would we be here? What passes between Ludwig and her men, or between Ludwig and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent until surrender is the only option.
Your republics are hardly any different. Their intentions in the Deadfire were...
As you say,
I know it will. We are leading by example, returning order, and we will do the same to the frontier.
Where was order and dignity?
My administration had nothing. Aedyrian rule and rule by the Steel Garrote would be markedly different beasts.
Spoken like a fucking diplomat. Order and dignity.
you will take it all.
The Inquisitor answers only to an attacking Paradise. She has dragged us all. I've answered your questions. Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. What will his representatives find when they arrive? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Well, don't leave me in... A fine...
So long as my wardens are left in...
To brisk trade. A docile shatter.
A Gravrim, then, if we must.
I do not trust your empire to show restraint.
We can worry about the future when it comes. Right. Might as well go ahead and start designing those rebel flag.
Good. We'll have perhaps a whole week.
I will do my level best to convince the Emperor to That leaves the matter of Ludwig and the Steel Garrote. You must kill her.
Whatever happens to the living lands, at least...
She better say her good...
I'm proud to fight at your side, On.
Let's get to work then. Get...
The Paradise Militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it.
Show them that the living lands will...
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. Let's just say this is not my first brush with a tyrannical authority. May all the
Let's take back the city. Whatever happens tomorrow, the Steel Garrote can only make it worse.
Let's go free a city, shall we?
Okay. I know she
I
don't.
was worried for a moment, but you proved my fears misplaced.
Envoy, I am sorry our paths had to cross, and turning on your kinsman could not have been easy. You mean our future is there. I dreamed of better things for the living lands, but... While I have you, I wanted to check on Yatsli. How are you?
Much better.
Do you have everything you need for the battle?
As tempting as that sounds, no.
You can always stay behind if the...
I missed you too, darling. I'll be right back. Mommy just has to take care of some things.
Take care in battle, Envoy. Your kinsman will not go easy on you. Hold nothing back. And farewell.
What? No words of encouragement for your favorite student?
Forgive me, Giada. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. I have nothing more to teach you. Once the dust settles, I trust you to live in whatever way suits you best.
Don't you dare make me cry. What kind of animancer cries on the eve of battle?
The best one I have ever known.
I won't keep us any longer. Let's go finish this. Be seeing you, old man.
No time to waste.
What do you want, Envoy? Aedyr and the Steel Garrote will work... Yes, for now. Aedyr cannot be allowed. All of us must be free. Give the Steel Garrote the end.
They were gonna become a vassal state. That's fine. Like I said, it makes sense. Let's talk, cause let's say Giada said she had an idea. So I kind of want to run that idea, like whatever idea she had.
You should get some sleep. Right. Thanks. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but putting my life on the line for someone else's cause... You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for... what? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's... Right. Careful. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed rest.
Can't sleep? We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands. Your emperor will not be pleased. Political influence is dangerous. When a godlike fights in battle, the Aedyrians will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your... This is the first time you were told to pick a side. All we ask in return. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive. For a politician like him, when he promises you the world, don't listen. I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to get some rest. In truth, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Ludwig is held together by fate. Precisely. Faith is the foundation of her reality. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. By that logic, you shouldn't exist. That's my point, exactly. You are the godlike of a heretical god, a contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research. When I agreed to travel with you, and now the Living Lands is dependent on the Empire's generosity. We're free to make our own laws, we're free to thrive, until our taxes finance your next war. We're free. At the end of the day, I don't trust the Empire to show restraint with... What's done is done. Is it really that hard? No matter who wins or loses, in my heart I know that's a good thing. I just want to put this behind. If I must.
Alright, so we're ready. Honestly. No. I need to do that. Done that. This entire playthrough, I've done that. I want to take out Yachtsley and put in Kai. This is the squad I want to beat the game. Oh yeah, Yachtsley, stay with her, man.
That was a close one.
We shall tear your enemies apart.
Oh my god, he's helping us. The only thing...
You're going to regret this!
Get him, buddy.
Stop right there. Another soul.
I'm actually curious.
The win. But who's counting?
Because I actually did put points into the melee.
I heard that.
This one's mine.
kind of useless. It's so useless. Like. I use four. What did I use the fifth one for? Could. And I'm close to getting my phone. Y'all remember she sided with us. Or against us. I didn't even notice I leveled up. Okay, so the max level is 30. Interesting. What was he? This. Plus stamina. Honestly, let's put it into perception. No. I don't need might. I don't really need constitution. Let's put in some dexterity. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Go ahead. I'll hang back and watch the gate.
Needs to be max level, like from the looks of it, because my XP is going up, but the thing's not. Let's go ahead and
What are you doing here?
Up with you!
We've got company!
something different.
Watch your right!
Business has really gone downhill, hasn't it?
We should go now, while the fighting's died down.
Can you not hear the screaming outside? We may not make it out of here alive.
I knew it. As soon as I saw that stash at Fort Northreach, I knew. Ah, they want to die that badly. Who am I?
Envoy! I doubted I'd I must thank you once again for bringing me... Oh, it was wonderful! With some creative exploration, Yes, when almost... I know you have much to do in town.
And so a lot of people I helped out. Let me talk with her.
I thought you left town weeks ago. You can tell me when we make it out of this. I saw a few on my way. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead. Maybe 5 strong. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canal. You shouldn't find much opposition. I wish someone had stood up to this. Well, I didn't think the world had any heroes left.
Oh, if I wanted to, I could've went this way. We already fought them. Oh. Seems like they know we're here too.
They're coming!
Is that all you got?
Is there any like loot? It doesn't make sense that there aren't.
What's the left? You die on me!
Like some parts got flooded. On the bill. So where is? I need to see what's over here. This is like a easier like path, you know. In the water. Ah, coulda. Shoulda known.
Couldn't have done it better.
Came around to our side. Guess Kai is rubbing off on you.
I was worried for a second.
Stay here.
No pressure, envoy. Just the fate of everyone right in your hands.
Boudica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall!
That's Ludwig ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
Oh, crap.
There you are! So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time? You'll get your chance.
Then what are you waiting?
Look around, envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He failed. Order.
Her order wields sharp.
Heelguard is a fool if he thinks half measures will save the island. As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, envoy. Do not patronize me. Steel yourself up.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
Will. Face me and die with honor. How you die doesn't matter. But you will. The bird.
We are a challenge to her authority. She is afraid of what we mean.
Blasphemy. Sapadal is a clot in the heart of the world. What should they matter to the true gods of Eora? Your god will meet their end just as soon as I'm through with you. Hear me, envoy. I am her, and so...
But she fails, and fails, and fails her god. How long until Boudica finds a new avatar?
God damn it.
You could never understand what it... You, who have always been... Even now, you from death. And...
No!
Fight!
Hold up. I want to convince her not to kill us, basically. Well, not to kill us. I want to convince her not to fight us. I want to break her will, pretty much. Okay. Shit. Right here. Let's see if I can get all these to 14. Can I get them all to 14? Only perception stops at 12. What? Let's perception doesn't really matter, right? So let's max these two out. Yeah. And if we need to, we can, you know, because we can do this while we're fighting. You know.
Loot Paradisans know these streets. We're not giving them up without a fight.
Wow. Feels like everyone's here now.
Yeah, they are.
Boudica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
That's Ludwig ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
There you are. Oh, but it is.
Cauterized? Your troop...
The only question is...
Her mind is already made up.
Sappadal's chains are...
We would not welcome her death.
Fit out the...
We are a challenge to her authority. Right. She is afraid of what we mean.
Blast, you're here, and...
But she fails, and fails, and fails her god. How long until Boudica finds a new avatar?
I was alone. Alone against, besieged by incompetence, fettered by others' cowardice. I weathered the Burn Queen's trials, and through them all, I never doubted her. I've done all that I could. She sees that. She must. I believed we were alike, Envoy. That when the time came for you to prove your loyalty, you would choose Aedyr. I believed the dream of our future, of our resurgent empire, would move you as it does me. And if that failed, I believed the Burn Queen would stop you. Yet here you stand before me, my enemy, unopposed by the gods. Why?
The worm of doubt gnaws at her soul. Where was Boudica when she needed her most? Where is she now?
No. I have the burned. I can still prevail. I must. I feel her fire in me. I know I do.
Do you?
Boudica, my lady! Where are you?
No answer.
No!
Shame. Suffocating shame.
Stop! I can't! No! 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 Forgive me! Boudica!
Okay. I mean, we already fought her once. We know how she fights, so... No point in doing it twice. No?
Wherever Ludwig is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again. if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Okay.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sappadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. With your guidance, the Living Lands becomes a vassal of the Aedyran Empire. In exchange for their taxes and soldiers, the free settlements are protected from future attacks. The fight for survival is over. You showed the rebels of Paradise mercy, but they can never trust the Empire. Instead, they keep to the wilderness, always 2 steps ahead of Aedyr, only attacking when provoked. That is as close as they come to peace. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Animancy still has a place in the Living Lands, but the Empire's disapproval gets in the way of progress. Their work is slow, but unstoppable. Though Aedyr has promised that the Living Lands will retain their autonomy, not everyone in Shatterscarp trusts the Empire. But many Aedyran ships sail into the Grave Room's ports, bearing fine linens and aged wines. These ease the painful memory of the day Reengrim culled their people. After the Living Lands is declared a vassal of Aedyr, Solace Keep reluctantly opens the doors of its fortress, though not before numerous missives are sent to Mihala demanding the Grave Room be honored. Her reluctance costs the dwarves. The Pargrunen are never favored in trade negotiations, and are the last to be supplied by Aedyran caravans. But the Wardens have rounder bellies than anyone can remember. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization,
and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a Warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. In a past life, Yachtsley was given a task: protect the history and knowledge of the godless. Now, many lifetimes later, she continues upholding that oath. She moves into the library in the garden, spending her days poring over the clay tablets there. But not even the letters from, and rare visit to, her lover help ease the loneliness that fills her days. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sopadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sopadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together. And in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
There we go. So, that's it. That is it. Okay, so I believe that's a good ending. Everything I kind of wanted to happen happened, so that's a good thing. As for like a review, just a quick review. Overall, based on my previous knowledge of games like this and all that, I would give this personally about a 6 out of 10. No, right? And the reason why, because I feel like they could have done so much more, right? There were 3 companion quests, right? 3, maybe 4. And out of those 4, 3 of them was for the same person and 1 for a different person. We had companion quests for 2 other people that we did not get, and it kind of just like, so how did we exactly bond with them, you know? Also, the weapons like critical attack, you know, when you get like their stamina all the way, get like that critical meter all the way up, it's always the same for every weapon. I wish they kind of like switched it up a bit, maybe a little bit, because the same critical attack for a two-handed weapon was the same for a one-handed weapon. So maybe they can do, like, it seems very, everything in the game seemed very like service level to me, you know, but they could have delved quite more deeper into a lot of the aspects of the game. And so I'm very curious to see, like, you know, later on, you know, like years from now, if they do like a sequel, how different it will be compared to this, right? But all in all though, I did enjoy the game. Side quests was pretty simple and easy. Traversing the world didn't feel slow, but also it didn't feel too fast. Also like the aspect that once you take out enemies, they're gone for good. Like they don't reload once you like rest or anything, or they just don't randomly reappear. Maybe like it was some instances like, you know, once you progress the story, some came back, but then you just took them out again and it was permanent, right? Like I said, for sure a 6 out of 10, maybe like a 6.5, right? Yeah, so up next we have Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, so look forward to that. But anyway, I'm gonna end things here. So as always, if you like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. This is Dragneel, signing off.